Hi, how you doing? We're going to do a fight breakdown today, and by my standards at least, it's going to be quite a short one. It's a great film from the 70s, starring a Lithuanian-American actor by the name of Karolis Dionysius Buczynskis. In the 50s, he changed his name to Charles Bronson, and for a while he was, I think, the fourth biggest selling lead actor in Hollywood. He served in the military during World War II, and after leaving the military went on to star in various TV series and movies, predominantly westerns, predominantly playing either an outlaw or a bad guy, but gradually started to develop a niche for the kind of hard man hero. He starred in The Great Escape, he was in The Magnificent Seven, The Dirty Dozen, and went on to play the lead in a very popular series of films throughout the 70s, the Death Wish films. This is a film all about a Depression-era street fighter who makes his living from fighting, and the film's called Hard Times. So, without further ado, let's get on and see the first scene.
It's all yours. Hey, Pops, you're a little old for this, ain't you?
Hey Pops, you're a little old for this, ain't ya? I've lost count, if I'm being honest, of how many films have started with a cocky young guy, who incidentally doesn't actually look that young, telling an old guy that he's too old for whatever fight is about to happen. I think Bronson's smile kind of says it all, don't you? I can't see this ending well, at least for the cocky one, but we'll see. Let's watch the next bit. We can hear the crowd in the background, and obviously both, I think, managers, maybe the guys that set up the fight, that look after the fighters are there. The fighters walk together, they walk around in a circle, eyeing each other up. And Bronson does this weird thing with his hands. Now, I assume what he's doing is saying, look, my hands are empty, I'm not holding anything. But I can't help but wonder if this is maybe where Beyonce's "should have put a ring on it" dance thing came from. You never know. It would be nice to think that some of Beyonce's dance moves were inspired by a Lithuanian-American playing a bare-knuckle boxer in the Depression era, but, you know, who knows? Why not? Let's go with that. Anyway, the two of them, look, they've got to fight soon, right? I should probably add that when you think of a kind of grizzled, stubbly lead in an action film while wearing a white vest, you always tend to think of Die Hard and John McClane. And I think Bronson's pulling this off pretty well. Anyway, the two of them face up, and the camera's behind our cocky kid looking at Bronson. And you see him moving around, he's nice and lithe, and he drops down and he throws this big, huge right hand punch, which he's dragging up from the ground somewhere with every inch of power you can possibly have behind it. And it lands, which is quite a surprise, to be honest, because I'd have assumed that if somebody was going to get into a fight for money professionally and was going to be cocky about it at the beginning, that maybe they'd have done some fighting before, or maybe even just a little bit of training. But it does land. The most telegraphed punch in the world does land, and knocks him out for good. So that's pretty much the end of the fight. To be perfectly honest, I think that's pretty fair, really. I think anybody that gets hit by that punch deserves to be knocked out. And let's face it, they would be knocked out. If that hit you, it's gonna knock your head clean off. I'd have expected most people to kind of maybe slip to one side, maybe back a little, maybe even put a hand up to block it. step in, take some of the power out of it. But no, what we get is our cocky kid just going, here's my chin, might as well hit it. And he does. So let's look at it again in slow motion and see if it looks any less telegraphed when it's slow. Who knows? No, just as telegraphed. If anything, it looks like, you know those big leather ball powered measuring things that you get in fun fairs. See how hard you can hit the ball. It looks exactly like somebody's trying to hit one of those with as much power as they can generate. And to Bronson's credit, it actually does look like a punch, even in slow motion, you know? He's dropping down and he's getting some real push off that back leg and driving into it. And he's bringing all his body weight and all the force he can generate from his hips and his legs and his shoulder and everything behind that punch. And it's great. I'm still a little surprised it landed, but at least it was a good punch, right? Well, that's it. That's the end of the fight, really, isn't it? Let's see if anything else happens. You never know. If this was a proper martial arts film, and by proper, I mean an 80s one in the Jean-Claude Van Damme era, then the bad guy would leap back to his feet the second the good guy turned around. Let's see. You never know. Clearly, he's not getting up again. The camera shows us the look of incredulous disbelief. Not only on the face of, I think it's Bronson's manager, backer, but also Bronson's face himself, which, to me, kind of redeems the whole fight. If even he didn't really expect that punch to land, then yeah, I can go with that. Why not start with the biggest, most powerful thing you can possibly throw? If it lands, it looks great. It stops the fight in one punch. And it did. So there we have it. The first fight from Hard Times, starring Charles Bronson. What a cracking punch that was. That's got to rank up there with one of the best knockouts on film, I'd say. Maybe that's a video to do soon. Best knockouts. Yeah, I'll consider that. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this brief foray into fight breakdowns. There's another one coming. It's a little bit long, so it might take me a while to record it. If you've enjoyed this, please check out some of the others. There's quite a lot of them now. Check out some of the other playlists as well. Stories of Greatness, very popular. And the relatively new Smackanori series, looking at reading you snippets from very old books. Make sure you don't miss out. Please subscribe. And if you do subscribe, also click the little picture of a bell, because you can be subscribed without ever getting notifications. And if you click that bell, you'll also get the notifications. So please do that. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.